Hey, welcome to another episode of Zombies, man. They freak me out. Please like and subscribe and leave in the comments what movie you want us to do next. Now, in the continuation of the Romero remake trilogy, the best of the Romero remakes, we have the 2004 Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead. Pete, what are your initial thoughts on this film?
This movie just makes me want to squee. It's just fun. Like it I'm so happy it yielded the results it actually intended to do, which is that it made Zack Snyder a huge star. It made James Gunn financially successful enough to keep doing the James Gunn stuff. The movie's just fun.
Oh yeah, I love that in the mall the food court is called Metropolis and because the writer and the director are the architects of the DC universe.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm not breaking any new ground when all right, so the original Dawn of the Dead is just a masterpiece. It's social satire, it's a terrifying horror movie. It raises so many philosophical questions about like what would the apocalypse actually feel like. And then this one's like, what if we did that and just had fun?
see, see, that's where I came from on Patient Zero, right? Where I I just had fun with that movie. I love how we flipped on this.
All right. Well, here's a big note I had for Patient Zero. Um, the movie needed a stronger, more like soundtrack. You know what has a fucking amazing soundtrack? The Dawn of the Dead remake.
And it's
I
Johnny
listened to this when I
Cash.
studied. God, it's why does every Zack Snyder movie peak at the opening credits? Because he's fucking good at opening credits.
He's great at opening credits. Johnny Cash singing "When the Man Comes Around." That shit haunted my nightmares in in sophomore year of high school. Like, like this was the zombie movie when I was in high school.
Well, I remember so the first time I saw it, I did not like it
Yeah,
because of one key thing that still sucks about the movie, but at this point I think I've kind of gotten over it. Um that fucking redhead.
yeah. Why?
Like she's such an idiot. She drives across the parking lot to save her dog.
Oh yeah, no. Many
That was going to
characters.
be fine.
Yeah, many
Like,
characters in this movie are idiots.
like Mekhi Phifer's character, he does stupid things, but he's in a desperate spot. He wants to save his baby and his wife.
That makes sense. I can buy that. I
And
think.
yeah, but the fucking dog, that was going to be fine
Yeah,
regardless.
that is some. There's a lot of like weird plot contrivances in this, and then like where they like okay, so about halfway through the movie, they're sending the dog to get, I think, to send food to the guy in the gun store across the hall, across the fucking street with all the zombies.
It
And
was a
then
great character.
Andy was my favorite character in the movie outside of Ving Rhames. Like,
This movie was like peak high school DVD extras. Plus, like this movie was huge when I was in high school.
oh yeah, I fell asleep to the audio commentary. Now, I will say this, and I know we're going to disagree on this, and I hope we can stay friends. This is my least favorite of the remakes
Okay, well, you know what? I believe in agreeing to disagree.
because for me as a writer, I look at this and I'm like, this should have been like a short film, right? If I'm looking at this through like fresh lens, I'm like, the movie for me becomes unfocused when she gets to the mall, when Anna gets to the mall. Those first 15 minutes where it establishes, oh, she's a nurse. Oh, there's something going on in the background. She bangs her husband. And then there's oops, all zombies. And because like that first scene of like you got the little kid Vivian, who's their neighbor, and the husband wakes up and sees Vivian and goes, "Oh my God, I have to help this kid. She's bleeding." Then she rips his fucking throat out. They close the door, and then so there's a zombie between the bedroom and outside the front door. And then husband dies, and then there's a zombie there, so she has to hide in the bathroom. Right. And then he here like in The Shining, he goes, here's Johnny, busts his head through the door, and then she has to crawl out the fucking window. but she had the presence of mind to grab the car keys, which I loved. I wish it had ended there.
Well, the movie definitely peaks at the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
plus then we get those the opening credits.
Yeah.
Um, but like the mall stuff was fun. I have some notes. First off, the redhead is the dumbest character in horror movie history,
Oh yeah.
and she gets them all killed.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers. Because she needs her dog.
Yeah, right.
Um,
I would have let that
there,
bitch die. Like,
yeah, like there are ways you could have done that. Like the thing is, the whole inciting incident for them leaving the mall could have just been they used the sewer system to get Andy the gun guy. Instead of we have to go rescue the redhead.
yeah, why wasn't it that? Why weren't they just using the sewer system to go get? Now, this is trashy good fun. Don't get me wrong, right? I had a good time watching this. It's just like critically speaking, for me this ages the least well. But I'm like, why didn't they just go do that? Or why didn't like I don't know, a catapult? I would have tried a catapult before I crossed the horde of zombies.
Yeah, that's just it's one of those like sometimes the characters are smart, sometimes they're dumb. I loved that we established our asshole antagonist early on,
See,
and then
no,
they're
not
like,
CJ, Ty Burrell.
well, well, I mean, we have so many assholes in this movie,
Yeah,
but the security guards, like we established that they're going to be the bad guys, and then really quickly they're put in, you know, the storage room.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, no, let's just have fun. And I'm like, that was when the movie, I'm like, you know what? I love seeing characters use common sense in a horror movie. You know, it's this Bing Rames like, I have a gun, go away.
I have a
We're,
gun.
we're,
I weigh 350 pounds. Go away.
so I love that we got our kind of secondary antagonist out of the way real quick. And then they get turned into zombie chow with some small redemption.
Well, I mean, yes, CJ has, I think, the best character arc in the whole movie for me because, like, much like, a lot of the earlier Romero, this movie makes the Romero characters look well developed. Like, there's just paper thin and nothing there. And but for CJ, he starts out as like, "Oh, I'm in charge, but I'm clearly scared and in over my head." And then when he becomes kind of like a supporting player, he kind of goes, "Oh, okay, I don't have to be in charge anymore. I can just like shoot things."
Well, like I think the most disappointing of the characters was Sarah Pauli because in the beginning we established, you know, who she is. She's this nurse who becomes kind of this badass.
No.
But then, like once she's in the mall, I mean, she's just sort of like one of the dozens of characters.
Yeah, like she kind of I feel like James Gunn had a really good idea for a short zombie movie, and then he kind of blew it up. Then it becomes a series of like really cool scenes, like like and this is probably just because I'm a dad now, but the scene where the guy's like got bit and he's saying goodbye to like the redhead, his daughter, that got me, right? And him saying, "Oh, you won every second." What is that actor's name? Do you remember?
I know he's Max Headroom.
Yeah.
That's all. I
Like
think that's his legal name now.
he's one of those guys that just like Ving Rhames showed up in everything. He's just was always working. It's so he can like he I bet he took this movie because he got to have a cool death scene.
You know, it was a good like couple of scenes for an actor. I mean, like, because like the
Yeah.
thing is, you see his full de-evolution.
Yeah.
Um, Fun fact from the commentary was that I love that the fat lady who's basically a zombie as soon as she arrives
Yeah.
was actually a man and it was Chris Farley's stunt double from Tommy Boy.
Shut the front door.
And I'm like, what an interesting career this actor has had.
you know, if it pays, man. It's
Um,
something I liked about CJ while I'm thinking about it. Uh, I liked how CJ had good trigger discipline, right? CJ had his didn't put his finger on the bang switch until it was time to take care of business because you could see him like he points and then he kind of shifts his finger into the chamber and then pulls the trigger. I'm like, good for you, man. Like,
well, there's like little things. I think we might be getting ahead of ourselves, but my a big issue I have with this movie was that in the original, they left the mall because they had to. The zombies took it back.
Yeah.
This time around, they were like, "We need to leave the mall. There's something's worse than being dead." I'm like, "Why? You've had like one actual crisis. It was like one bad night out of how many good nights? You could
Yeah.
just stay there. You're so much safer." They're like, "No, we'll find an island." And I'm like, or you could just stay at the mall and just continue to like secure it. I don't know. Seems like you would have like there was two zombie incidents in one night, and you're like, okay, maybe just learn from your mistakes.
It did.
Or
It and also too, everyone is very adept in welding. I don't
yeah,
have you ever used a welder before?
I mean all the time, but I mean I'm an exception.
You're like only professionally. Um,
Yeah, no,
I've
everyone is very equipped.
it's like oh look, it's an acetylene torch and like we're gonna weld armor onto this thing. Although I do wonder if Romero got the idea for Dead Reckoning and Land of the Dead from watching this movie. Because there's kind of this random super tank in Land of the Dead. And I'm like, oh, you kind of, it feels like the prototype was in here. And it's something more about how there's just too many characters in the last act. They start just like killing fuckers, right? Because like there's too many characters. Like if this movie had had an editor, like a script editor, they would have said, hey, combined 10 of these characters into one person.
There is a hot chick who's there to show her boobs and get killed with a chainsaw.
I looked up her Wikipedia page and it says she is professionally trained in yoga and has studied numerology, healing, and nutrition.
She was perfectly cast.
She was perfectly cast. I wonder whose girlfriend she was in the production. But
Oh dear.
that's fun. Um yeah, no, like they just they straight up killed that lady. They cut her in half. Now, this movie's so great when you just turn your fucking brain off, right? Just
Yeah,
turn it
it's
off and
perfect.
don't even think, you know. And I love too how this really started like a trilogy of zombie movies starring Ving Rhames, right? Because he's in one of the terrible, terrible, terrible Day of the Dead remakes as Colonel Rhodes, right? Really, it's just the name is the only connection. And then there is a low budget 2011 asylum film that is literally called Zombie Apocalypse. That is the name of the film.
Did Ving Rhames need money at this point?
You know,
Maybe
some
he was just friends with the producers.
it looks like it was shot in LA. I bet they said, "Hey man, it's 20 minutes from your house. Come make $50,000." And he was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." That movie is so
Oh dear.
obscure and low budget, it's not even on his Wikipedia page, right? I only found it by looking up Ving Rhames scenes for Dawn of the Dead, and they like had this. I'm like, oh, that's him, but he's 15 years older. Like,
Oh,
but
well,
also I love
I
too.
think that
But
speaks to his loyalty,
you know, I think that speaks to like him liking a paycheck.
which is understandable.
I am all for it. I love how when they combine flares and a butane gas tank, it becomes a Moab, the mother of all bombs. Like,
I mean, this was the Michael Bay era of Hollywood, so it's like you got to go big.
like that's like if you combine a sparkler and like chewing gum, and then it creates like a nuclear explosion. Like I'm like, well, there's not really enough there, but all right.
Oh,
So what did you think of the zombie baby? Because I think that's like the coolest part of this film for me.
it's the most disturbing.
Yeah.
Because the characters are not that, you know, developed in this movie. But there's
No.
like little flashes of humanity that I think kind of give this movie like a weird like gravitas. Like you mentioned the father saying goodbye to his daughter. But I think there's a really disturbing scene like right after that when they're having dinner and I
Right.
don't remember the actor's name, but he's
Doesn't
the
matter.
sort of the kind of love interest.
The generic white guy.
But like they're all talking about, he's like, what's the worst job you ever had? And he's like, well, the worst job is being a husband. I got a pink slip 3 times. And I was like, well, what's the best job you have? He said, being a dad. And everyone just stops talking.
That
It's
was
like,
really,
oh shit, where are the kids?
yeah, I think we know
And
where
like,
the kids are.
yeah, so like suddenly this character who's kind of flat, it's just like there's this tragedy to him, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna feel sad when he shoots himself in the head at the end. Um,
Yeah.
but like with the baby, because again, they like there's I think a more interesting movie out there where Mekhi Phifer is the main character and
Oh yeah.
not a side character in this, because like if there's a theme throughout the Romero movies, it's that, like, is a zombie still human?
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, but what if that human is both your wife and your unborn kid?
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, it's just sort of like, okay, like that's so much more than this movie gives Mekhi Phifer and the actress who plays his wife.
Yeah. And that, I mean, as a husband and father myself, you look at that and he he's so excited because he's clearly left the building, right? He's not there anymore upstairs. But like he goes, "Oh my God, I have a baby. Look at my baby." It's like, "Wow, a zombie baby." And everyone's like, "Oh no." And he has this look of like, "I'm a father now. I'll fix all the mistakes in my life," right? But he's clearly snapped. He plays it very well. This movie, as much grief as I give it, does have there's so many good moments in it, right? Like, let me ask you this: fast zombies or slow zombies?
You know what? I like fast zombies. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm the enemy. But this movie made zombies like scary. And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, this is kind of what, because as Barbara pointed out in the remake of Night of the Living Dead, they're so slow. We can just
yeah,
walk right past them. This time around is like, man, I needed to have been training for the Olympics for this.
yeah. Like in the Night remake that we just watched, uh, there was a point where Ben fights off, kind of like parkours, tumbles his way through about 35 zombies by himself, and just kind of like has like a torch, maybe. He's like, ah, ah, right? And they're just, so basically, as long as you kind of keep moving, you'll be fine. If you like let them all gang up on you, you're kind of fucked. But with this one, everyone is a fucking Olympic sprinter.
Which is terrifying.
Do you think they survived when they got to the island?
I've actually thought about that a lot for the last 21 years.
Yeah.
I like that they left it ambiguous.
Yeah.
Kind of ambiguous because like what are they gonna do? Like swim to safety? Um, but like I kind of like that there's a window of hope.
Yeah. James Gunn does say when someone asked him on Twitter what happened to the survivors, and he says, "What survivors?" Question mark.
At a minimum, I hope Redhead got eaten because she deserved it. She's stupid.
I hope Ving Rhames survived. Right.
You know what? I can't. Here's what I'm imagining. Ving Rhames kind of realized what a stupid idea this was. Like he and Sarah Polly are just in the boat, and they're like, "Hey, Redhead and Redhead's boyfriend." Again, there's too many characters in this movie.
Yes.
Um, go investigate. You can take the dog with you. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as like the zombies popped up, Ving Rhames is like, "And getting out of here."
He just kind of pushes the boat off to, with his foot.
Oh no! Oh, good luck.
Redhead and security guard guy. Oh no.
Yeah.
No,
Like, yeah, everyone in this movie is kind of defined by just noun, and that's your character development.
oh yeah, Ving Rhames' biggest thing is I gotta find my brother.
But he had a great friendship with Andy.
He did. He did. Andy had a lot more character development in the DVD behind the scenes, sort of like extra, like little show they had.
Like, again, this is not a flawless movie, but it's just silly good. Which is
It's
kind of how I feel about all Zack Snyder movies.
interesting.
It's like if you just view everything as just being like kind of goofy, it's like, all right, you know what, Watchmen, you don't have to be as deep as the book.
I forgot Watchmen was a Snyder movie.
I think everyone did.
Everybody forgot. What are your thoughts? Did you watch Rebel Moon?
I heard it was really not good, and I really don't have enough time to hate watch anything at the moment.
I watched the first 5 minutes and they were like, well, like, okay, so like, oh, it's kind of Star Wars. And I'm like, cool. And I watched the first 5 minutes of this and they're like, oh, we're gonna celebrate the harvest. We're having an orgy. Everyone's getting laid. And I'm like, I'm good. Like,